Anyone on a podcast that wears sunglasses and hats should be shot.
It's the Dame Taft Movie Show, hosted by my nephew, Screww.
Thank you, Auntie. Yes, it is the Dame Taft Movie Show. I am Screww. Please welcome the star of the show, filmmaker and author... H-Bomb.
Never gets
Good
old.
evening, H-Bomb. Well, I'm getting a little lag here, but that's okay.
Good evening.
All right. So you've been clamoring, nagging me. You said, hey, I want to cover more Westerns, more Westerns. You grew up as a kid going to the Nickelodeons, watching Tom Mix, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry. I said, okay, fine, dadgummit, we'll do Westerns.
When an easygoing gent and a virtuous lady
Take your clothes off.
Guess I'm gonna take my clothes off.
help a wholesome young man, what could possibly go wrong?
Somebody better get the sheriff.
Can't. That was him.
Young Billy Young, young Billy Young.
Hey, Sonny, I wouldn't water my jackass out there if I were you.
You own this stream, mister?
Nope.
All the same to you, I'll water him any damn where I please.
Your ass.
From hot lead to hot water, Billy better learn fast or die young.
I can't go like this.
We'll get you some clothes when we get there.
You figure I'll have much use for them?
Well, I never.
No, ma'am, I don't guess you have.
Oh, you had no call to lay him out like that?
You got a thick skull. Better I put a dent in it than the next one comes along and blows it clear off. Let me see you walk out that front door. Go on, walk.
Young Billy Young had a lot to learn. Young Billy Young better grow up or get gunned down.
Okay, yeah, Young Billy Young from 1969. When was the first time you saw it in a theater? Which formats do you own it on home video? How many times have you seen it? Go.
None. None.
It's the Dame Taft Movie Show, hosted by my nephew, Screww.
What? What? No, I was just playing with you.
Although it looks like a lot of fun, actually. Mitchum looks like he's having a
All
good
right,
time.
we'll get to the real... It's undistinguished. It's cute. Yeah, if you're into Mitchum, you watch it. Not very memorable. Carradine's in there, which is nice, and Angie Dickinson is so hot. She gets in the tub. But it's rated G, so don't get your hopes up. But still, I could work with that. But no, we're not here to cover that.
You're a scanner. No! But it can be a source of great power. I feel crystal clear. Must be stopped!
Yes, sir. Scanners from 1981, I believe.
81.
I thought we'd talk about this film and a little Cronenberg here. I cut together that my own little preview there from the scenes. I deliberately distorted the audio there. The excellent score by Howard Shore.
Yeah.
Howard Shore, one of the better composers that I constantly forget about. He's probably best known for stuff like Lord of the Rings, but for me, I mean, Silence of the Lambs, Sevon,
Amityville 3D.
Howard Shore did that?
Yep.
He did. Okay. Lalo Schifrin did the first one. Okay, well, I believe he did a bunch of stuff with Cronenberg. Not The Dead Zone. That was Michael Kamen. Anyway, what does the poster say here? There are 4 billion people on Earth. 237 are scanners. 237, like in The Shining. Everything revolves around The Shining. You see, they faked the landing on the moon. No, okay. Skip that.
God.
They have the most terrifying powers ever created, and they are winning. 10 seconds, the pain begins. 15 seconds, you can't breathe. 20 seconds, you explode.
Oh, yeah.
And then it says scanners. Their thoughts can kill. I don't like the exclamation point there. Their thoughts can kill. It should just be, their thoughts can kill.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Always avoid exclamation points.
Yes. I've become more disciplined about that. Your thoughts on this fabulous motion picture, Cronenberg?
I got to see this in theaters at the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. And because the mall wouldn't touch it. The mall music makers chain that Mr. Faversham used to work for, which I did too, they would not show it up there at the mall. But it played at the Sherman Theater, and I went with, I think, like 2-3 friends. And again, it was one of those after it was over, I get a lot of questions like, what the hell were you thinking on this? And we were young. I mean, I was, oh my God, I think I was like 8th grade.
Wait, I don't get the what the hell were you thinking? What the hell were you thinking?
David Cronenberg and all that. I mean, this was at the time of, his other stuff like The Brood and all of that. So it wasn't mainstream horror for my friends. Like they thought horror was something else. It was Alien. It was Amityville Horror. Not something like this, where with heads.
Somebody didn't like it.
Oh, not that they didn't like it. They were taken aback by it, I think. They weren't expecting it. Like, the special effects, the practical effects are pretty graphic for their time. And
oh, absolutely.
So I think it...
and it gets... yeah.
No, I was just going to say, I just think it threw them off. That's all. They weren't expecting it to be like that intense and that bizarre, off kilter.
H-Bomb, your friends are assholes. Now, Cronenberg, what's your experience with him? This was the first one I saw in the theater. By the way, a quick side note, if Auntie wasn't the producer of the show, we'd probably have to change the name of the show to I Saw It in the Theater, because we keep saying that every episode. I hope people aren't sick of it.
And you know why we say that every episode? Because it's important to see films in theaters. And I think it's good that we let people know that, there was a time where primarily that's where you saw it. At least you started with it.
It's significant in your experience with the movie, particularly insofar as taking the time to leave your home, to travel to the theater, and to get in there and not pay attention to your phone or your wristwatch or anything.
Yeah.
It really is the proper way to see a movie, and I lament that is gone for me insofar as there's nothing really to attract me to the cinemas. Very, very rarely.
Well, and that's isn't it? There really isn't a lot to bring us into the theater other than, the same, we were just joking online about, here we are. Well, we've got Night of the Living Dead remade again. And, now we're going to do the usual. We're going to take Vivica, who I know and worked with. We're going to make her the Tony Todd character or the previous character from before. The male African-American guy is now going to be female because that's Hollywood originality right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
With Night of the Living Dead, we were talking about it online on Twitter.
Oh, I just hit a couple of likes, dude. I didn't get involved in the conversation. But
they're remaking it again.
That's fine. That's fine. I have no interest in seeing it. I don't care what studios or producers or filmmakers make. It's up to me if I want to see it.
No, and I agree.
Darn thing you want. Don't criticize the people who license an intellectual property and want to make money off it. That's capitalism. I'm all in favor of that. If you have any quibble, it's with the people who make it profitable, make that more profitable than to create original works, it's the ticket buyers. It's the people who keep the demand going. Okay. Now, I'm guilty of it. I must have seen Halloween 2 in the theater like 3 times or something. Now it's like I'm done with it. The first film and the third film. So yeah, that's how I vote with my. Well, it would be a ticket buying dollar. Now it's just whether I click on it on a streaming service or not. But yeah, I'm not hearing enough of this. If you don't want to see it, don't see it. But if there's anyone to blame, it's the people who create the demand, and that's the consumer.
For me, it's coupled with not just the remake thing itself, which is not inherently evil. The problem for me is you have. I always say this all the time, even at horror conventions, that no one hates horror more than horror fans. So, you have these people clamoring for, oh, we're tired of remakes, we're tired of sequels, but yet there they are. They line right up for them, and then they'll scream about AI. AI isn't original. AI isn't this. It's like, well, what is yet another Night of the Living Dead remake? What more can we do?
You're echoing what I'm saying. It's the consumer. It's the ticket buyer. It's not the. I have no problem with people trying to make a buck off of a product.
Look, I want to remake Prophecy one day.
We all want that.
We want you to do that. I really
Can't
do.
be any worse. Well, the elements of the story are sound.
Yeah.
There's potential there. It's been done in more than just that movie. It's not wholly original to that particular movie. What do they call it? The eco thrillers that thrive so much in the 70s. We'll cover some more of these because I'm a fan of those, just like disaster movies we've been talking about and everything else. Eco thrillers. I probably like Day of the Animals better.
Oh, Day of the Animals, Leslie Nielsen.
That movie, it's got hokey aspects, corny aspects, but it holds up pretty good. I still find it unsettling. I was watching it recently, and I like Day of the Animals. I like that better than Prophecy. I think it's more satisfying. Look, we're not going to talk about Prophecy again as much as you'd love to.
We need to talk about Scanners.
We need to talk about Scanners and Cronenberg. Was this your first Cronenberg movie?
No, it wasn't. My first Cronenberg movie was The Brood.
Yeah, I remember the advertisements, and it looked really creepy, but never see that. Here's what happened, though.
They played on HBO all the time.
I was never a cable kid. I rented tapes. I didn't have people programming for me. I'm in the minority. All you guys who grow up around the same time talk about, oh yeah, played on the cable all the time, played on the cable. So you guys would click on in the middle of a movie and call that a proper way to watch a movie and stuff. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying there's a distinction. But here's what it was for me. They used to have the grindhouses that would show quadruple features in a really bad part of town, and there was after Scanners came out and left theaters, there was a quadruple feature of Cronenberg's first 4 thrillers. Okay, of course you don't count the Fast Company, his drag racing movie, which is good, but it's not a typical Cronenberg movie. It's got no body horror. Right. Cronenberg's known for body horror. We have to use that phrase if we're talking about him. Anyway, so Shivers, which was called They Came From Within when I saw it.
Yep.
Rabid, The Brood, and Scanners. I saw Scanners when it came out, but when this quadruple feature showed up, months or a year later, I went to see all 4 of them. I only made it for the first 2 movies, then left halfway through The Brood, for whatever reason. But that was pretty cool, though. First 4 Cronenberg movies.
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially, something like Rabid, which didn't get a lot of play. Movie. Yeah, it was a good movie. It just didn't get a lot of play. And of course, developing him as the body horror guy, which he was tempered with in Dead Zone. But when he was allowed to exercise his body horror chops in the Dead Zone, he did quite well.
Yeah, no, and I like that era of Cronenberg, the Dead Zone, The Fly, because he took those skills and made really good movies.
Yes, he did.
I mean, how often can you repeat the body horror thing? It's cute, but he did plenty of it to satisfy anyone. Anyway, Shivers from 1975. What did you think of that one? It's kind of a cousin to the zombie genre.
Yeah, and it was. I saw that again. That was on cable. I did not see that in theaters. But again, for me, I remember watching the early Cronenberg. I'm going to say pre-Dead Zone, and the only reason why is I was a full-fledged teen with the Dead Zone. So, but I was a younger boy catching all these others on late night HBO. So there was always a very disturbing factor to his movies. A kind of like, there were times, like even in Scanners, sitting in the theater, you're kind of watching with one eye closed. Because I was a kid, and at that time there was no CGI. There wasn't. So when you saw an ambitious effect like this, or even the subtle ones like the makeup effects in Shivers or Rabid, and even The Brood, which were all practical.
Oh yeah, they're all solid.
They're all solid. That's what I mean. Like he was really serious. That's what I. There was never a moment in a David Cronenberg movie, at least for me growing up, that you always thought that maybe the director just wants to kind of look at the camera and give a wink. Like we're just fucking with you a little. Like he was serious. Yeah. He was serious with what he was doing.
Definitely.
And
conviction. He did it with
conviction. Absolutely. It was conviction, and you felt it. You felt it when you watched it, and especially in a theater. And Scanners, I felt, was incredibly intense. I really did.
It was. I felt the same way. I was totally thrilled by it. I enjoy it. It's way up there on my favorite films of his. Certainly in the body horror films that he did. Videodrome is really cool, but it feels kind of rushed and truncated.
Yes.
It hurries to the ending and just kind of, but all the buildup is really great.
Did they ever release any kind of extended Videodrome cut?
It probably lost all those elements, but I heard about all the stuff that was cut out.
Yeah, I did
As
too.
you know, this was around the time when the censors got more strict. This is right before the old PG-13 rating, which was totally unnecessary. Hey, Jaws was rated PG, you jerks.
Yep.
Didn't need a PG-13 rating. It's just because people got too overprotective of the children.
Yes.
But yeah, Scanners. And people forget it's known for the exploding bodies and stuff, but people forget about Brian De Palma's The Fury in 1978.
Oh yeah.
Which had is very similar. I mean, certainly in terms of the telepathic curiosities, as they're called, hurting people with their minds.
Yep.
And it was weird that De Palma did that film right after Carrie. Not weird because he hadn't experienced any substantial success until Carrie. So when the studio comes along and offers you a job, you take it, even though you already did a telekinesis movie. But you've seen The Fury.
I saw The Fury. Oh yeah, long time ago. But yes, I did.
Oh, you haven't seen it in a while? Yeah.
I haven't seen it probably since the first time I saw it.
Yeah, it's good. It's very well made, and a lot of heinous gore effects and stuff like that, but kind of silly spy aspect to it, which I could do without. But Scanners. Oh, also Scanners stars Patrick McGoohan, one of my favorite actors. He's so much fun to watch. I adore him. Not his best part, not like Mr. Devereaux in Silver Streak, or the Warden in Escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah.
But still very good. Jennifer O'Neill is also in Scanners. What are your thoughts on the actress Jennifer O'Neill?
I don't have a lot because, again, I was young at the time, so there's not a lot of impression made on me. Like, I was just, at that time, really figuring things out that way with, like, recurring actors that directors like to work with and that kind of thing. So for her, just kind of, she did not stand out to me, that's all.
Yeah, well, she was on the downswing of her career at this point. I guess she broke with the movie The Summer of 42 in the early 70s, which I only saw part of on TV. She's in the reincarnation of Peter Proud. A Chuck Norris movie later on. And then she had a TV series called Cover Up on CBS. You familiar with the infamous Cover Up? Was the TV series starring her and John Eric Hexum.
It must have been in the mid-'80s.
Yeah. John Eric Hexum, of course, the actor who accidentally killed himself by putting a pistol with blanks to his head.
Right.
Pulling
Yes.
the trigger.
Yes.
John Eric Hexum. I stray way off the topic so many times. We're talking about Scanners.
Back to Scanners.
And Cronenberg. The Brood.
Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed, yeah.
Oliver Reed, and most of all, again, another, excuse me, another, body horror in the way of he knew which buttons to push when you're watching his stuff, and in The Brood, obviously, with pregnancy and all. I mean, before The Brood, there was It's Alive, and then you have The Brood, and it was just like it was more intense, and there was no element of silliness or winking at the camera. That's how I feel.
No.
It's not like Larry Cohen. It's not like anything like that.
Yeah, and the science in the film, as it were, is backed up logically. I mean, they have a point to it. They have a rationale to it. So it's not just let's get some midgets in masks with hammers and kill people. There was a whole. It had its own logic that scientifically is sound within its own terms. Same with Rabbit.
That's part of Cronenberg's MO, right? Like he tries to seriously ground his work in some kind of reality. Even the Fly, he did an excellent job of grounding that technology, so it didn't turn into goofy Star Trek type technology. He kept it grounded, and you could walk out of that theater going, yeah, I'll bet they got something like that.
Yeah. The Fly is very good. Rabid, again, the whole idea of skin grafts.
Yes,
the skin graft develops an organ that needs blood to survive, and when the broad stings someone with that organ, they get the rabies. It's a really effective zombie movie, just like Shivers was.
Yeah.
It's very unsettling and disturbing, particularly
and serious.
for a young person watching. Yeah,
and in a serious tone, not again trying to, And there's nothing wrong with tongue in cheek, or there's nothing wrong with a sense of macabre humor in your horror.
No,
it's just that with Cronenberg, it's very clinical. I think that's the word to describe him. It's very clinical.
Yeah, well, he's an egghead. He's a college boy, and he did his homework, and very skilled filmmaker. I mean, the guy's still cranking them out. I haven't seen one of his movies in a long time, I'm sorry to admit, but
I can't remember the last Cronenberg film I've seen.
Yes, so we're in the same boat. And then the early 2000s.
I heard his health isn't so good. I don't know if that's true or not.
He's got to be 80 by now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still making films as long as he did. But yeah, we're both big Cronenberg films. Of course, Carpenter named one of his characters Cronenberg in Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
What else am I leaving out on Scanners that we need to discuss?
Well, Michael Ironside.
Michael Ironside is my first experience with him there.
Perfect as a villain. Me too. It was for me too.
Very effective villain. The lead guy, Stephen Lack, I guess is some sort of artist and everything. He's okay, particularly when you take into account that he's all, screwed up. But he's kind of outmatched by Michael Ironside and Patrick McGoohan.
Yeah.
Love Patrick McGoohan. Remember Patrick McGoohan in Braveheart as Longshanks?
Yep.
Here's my Patrick McGoohan impersonation from Braveheart. Ready? Who is this person who speaks to me as though I needed his advice? And then he pitches that gay dude out the window. Patrick McGoohan.
Patrick McGoohan.
Two-time Columbo villain.
Yes.
All right,
I saw your aunt published or was it you? A Columbo post with Janet Leigh.
Oh, we both watch them. Religiously.
Yeah, I've watched all the Columbos.
Videodrome came after Scanners. I didn't get to see that in the theater. What are your thoughts on Videodrome starring James Woods, who's excellent?
James Woods was having a real cool kind of horror streak at that point. He also did a really good job in Cat's Eye. But for Videodrome, I remember not liking it as much, but I think because even as a kid, or I was a burgeoning teen at that time, I could sense that it wasn't all there, that it had been messed with. There were a lot of questions and kind of like, what am I watching here? So I did get that feeling. That's why I've always wondered if there would ever be an extended cut.
Yeah, and I think Cronenberg probably admitted that they didn't. Well, in Scanners, I know that it was reported, or he's acknowledged that they kind of made it up as they went along. They didn't really have an ending, but I think it all worked out. I think it all holds together and doesn't feel like that. Videodrome feels like the premise was solid, the build-up was really good. I'm along for the ride, but yeah, in the last act, it just kind of winds down. There's not a satisfying conclusion.
Right.
That being said, I still watch it on regularly and have the Criterion Collection edition of Videodrome on Blu-ray. Debbie Harry, all sexy and stuff, getting naked, which is nice.
I remember being disappointed when she.
Yeah,
was
me too. Disappointed that she was naked.
Yeah, it didn't do much for me, and I don't know why.
She was okay. She's in her 40s by then. People don't know this, but when Blondie hit, she was in her late 30s.
She was also she escaped Ted Bundy.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she escaped Ted Bundy out of a car. He actually had her in his car.
Yeah. There's a song waiting to be written.
Yeah, right
there.
Yeah. In New York, I think it was. I think it was New York City. I could be mistaken on that.
I thought her body was fine. Big in the hips, modest breasts. I have no problems with that.
Yeah, no, she didn't look bad. It was just I thought I would be more titillated, and I wasn't.
One thing I wanted to mention, Cronenberg, when he does Scanners, is ambitious in scope. Okay, it's got this whole takeover where they're dispensing this drug to make more scanners and take over the world. Now, here's a funny thing I've noticed in a lot of Canadian movies. This is probably the granddaddy, but other Cronenberg movies and other Canadian movies that have kind of a world takeover plot, there's always a scene in there where someone with the exposition, and somebody has to say how this plot could threaten all of North America. They don't say this could threaten all of Canada, because who would give a fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
and they don't pretend that
America's how?
All of North America. Oh, you mean the United States and Canada? Okay, we get it. But if you watch, I think you'll hear that in both Scanners and Videodrome, and a few other films I've seen. I've always found that amusing. That's one of my favorite fun facts. Okay. Any final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
No, I consider Cronenberg to be one of those directors that, although he's gotten some due and he's gotten some major success, especially studio success in '86 with The Fly and The Dead Zone, which is one of the best King adaptations to film, I think. Me
too. Even though it strays from the book, I'm fine with that. I love that.
I'm okay with that. I've
seen it more times than I can count. It's beautifully made.
Yeah,
everything about it.
Hell, The Shining strayed from the book. I mean, you can't get much further from the book than The Shining, and so for me, I just think that one day there'll be even a better appreciation for Cronenberg. That's what I'm hoping, because he's kind of like George Romero.
Are you going to call him an underrated director? The guy's had
not
5
underrated.
decades.
No, Cronenberg.
Don't you use that word on this show, my friend.
Yeah,
underrated.
Cronenberg's definitely gotten his due. There's no doubt here and there. But I think an appreciation for that's it. The clinical part.
He's on the Mount Rushmore, dude. What more do you want?
He's consistent. That's what I think is what should be praised more about him. His work is very consistent, and I think that's really interesting about him.
I disagree. Have you tried sitting through Cosmopolis?
No, I didn't see that.
I saw part of it. That's the one with the kid from the Twilight sitting in the back of a limo for most of the movie.
Oh no! See, I didn't see that, so maybe I should shut up then.
Then he did,
or at least his early work. Let's say that his early work up until about like '86 was very, very consistent.
The Fly. What, you didn't like Dead Ringers starring Jeremy
I like
Irons
Dead Ringers.
and
Oh, no,
Jeremy Irons?
and
You
Jeremy
stepped on
Irons,
my joke.
and
Hold
Genevieve
for editing.
Bujold.
Genevieve Bujold.
No, I like Dead Ringers, and I felt that it was very true to form for Cronenberg. Very consistent.
Not very satisfying to horror fans. I'll include myself in that, but over time, I appreciate what it is, and it is really very creepy and unsettling. I'm not a big Jeremy Irons fan; he doesn't thrill me or anything like that. But it's a very good movie, and it won tons of praise. So don't anyone dare call that one underrated too. Never say.
Oh no. Underrated isn't the word. It's just I think there's an aspect of him that just hasn't been really looked or talked about enough. And like I said, I think it's that clinical consistency of his. That's what I think.
I've heard it talked about plenty, but we'll have to let this go. We can't harp on this. Go ahead, you silly goose. And then we got his two Viggo Mortensen movies. I think he teamed up with them again in one of these recent movies. But anyway, History of Violence and Eastern Promises. Eastern Promises. Both very good movies.
Yes.
History of Violence got Oscar nominations.
Right, and we shot Death House in the same prison where History of Violence was shot.
There ain't no prison in History
It's
of
like
Violence.
a thing that they used. They used a centerpiece for a History of Violence in this one prison in Philly. It looks like a center, almost like a command center in the middle kind of thing. I'll have to show it to you. But I remember the prison was very, very proud of that.
There ain't no prison scene in History.
It's not a prison. It's not that it's used as a prison. That's what I mean. It was just.
What is it? William Hurt's home? What? Because they're in a small town for the whole movie.
I'll have to show you. I'll look it up.
Ooh. You've done this to me before. You've mentioned something that never took place in the movie. I go back and check and say, "What is this guy talking about?
What did I do
You're messing
before?
with me." All right. When we were talking about extras, and you were talking about the extras at the end of Ghostbusters staring right in the camera. Well, here's the thing: the camera is behind the actors, and the extras are in front of the actors. They're looking at the actors.
Yeah, but they're looking right.
So
at
they're going to look at
that camera. They're spiking.
They can't help it.
And their face shows. Oh, there's the camera. Like they have that look. It's that girl with the black hair, the long '80s black hair.
They are all looking at the camera because the actors are between them and the camera. I went back looking based on your word to pull it for our making fun of extras segment that you love so much. And I couldn't find nothing. They were all doing what they were supposed to be. Yeah, you find that.
I will find that. Because I remember in theaters going, that chick looked right at the camera.
Prison scene in History of Violence. Oh,
I'm not saying it's a prison scene. I'm saying that they used that area for something. That's what they were telling me.
Okay, I'm busting your balls a little bit. You know that, right?
Yes.
I'm being sassy with you.
I'm just delivering the message.
All right. Cool.
Watch Harrison Smith's horror movie Slow Burn, free on Rad TV.
How do we sign off the episode, H-Bomb?
I wish I had a Cronenberg quote other than in... other than maybe in Dead Zone. Hey, great episode. The missiles are flying. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
That is a good line.
That is a good line. And it was delivered deliciously by Martin Sheen.
And adieu, you fair Spanish ladies.
We're going to do it the scatter way. I'm going to suck your brain dry.
It's the Dame Taft Movie Show, hosted by my nephew, Screww.
Are you excited?
Oh, yeah, I am excited. Yeah, I love any of these special guests, especially after talking with them so long online. I love it.
Yes. Then I'll have someone to back me up when we come after you for saying silly things like you do. Like you do. You know you do. You know you do. Hey, yeah, you do that.
That bitch is looking right at the camera.
They are all looking at the camera. The camera's pointing right at their faces. There's nowhere else for them to look.
I'm gonna pull
away from the actors.
All right.
Thanks, H-Bomb. I'll see you.
Got it. Bye-bye.